Hi, good day. My name is John Vincent Asaracanlo and welcome back to my channel, Research and Research Statistics. Today's topic is about instrumentation. Instrumentation can be a very hard process when conducting your research. However, it can be easy if you made your own instrument. The best way to do it is to always have your principles, your theories that is already grounded. It is not just your opinion, but is already stated as one. So in relation to chapter 1, we will be using the principles of total quality management, from which chapter 1, the previous videos, is about total quality zero waste management system. So let's go. As I've said, when you make your own instrument, you have to have a grounded theory. It cannot be your own opinion. Once you have those theories, those concepts that are solid, you can actually make your own instrument or questionnaire. So, number 1 is direction, very important. So the following statement is about total quality management principles. This is very important when you make directions. You have to tell your reader what is it about. As a respondent of the study entitled Total Quality Zero Waste Management Systems, you are requested to rate the project manager. This is very important. You are requested to rate the project manager because that is your part of your independent variable, that there is an evaluation of the project manager. You have to be very specific in the application and use of the 8 total quality management principles. Also, part of the direction is to how they answer it. Put a check mark on the parenthesis to indicate your rate. There are 4 options. You have to state the options: never, sometimes, most of the time, and always. You have to indicate that in your direction. Also, you have to indicate the scheme of scoring. Never as least positive, always as most positive rate. Another that is very important in direction is you have to state this. You are requested not to rate on what you think or feel what the project manager should do. Meaning, it should be indicated that the respondents are supposed to rate not on what the project manager should do, but what the project manager has done or is currently doing. That is why it's very important when we conduct researches or surveys that the researcher himself or herself is there to reiterate his direction. Okay, so when we have our direction, the first tip is to always base question or statement as stated in the theory or as stated by the proponent. So what if your proponent is Bloom's? So you have to state it as such. So this. For number 1, customer focus, that's our here. We just copy paste it. Customer focused. Always base question or statement as stated in the theory or as stated by the proponent. As stated by the theory, number 1 is customer focus. Management should understand and anticipate the customer's needs and requirements and strive to exceed customers' expectations in meeting them. So you just copy paste. Always best question or statement as stated in the theory. That's tip number 1. And number 2 is to remove double-barreled statement. Keep the statement simple. For example, the project manager anticipates the customer's need. There's a lot of concepts here. Should understand and estimate, anticipate, and customers' needs and requirements. So keep it simple. You just focus on the project manager, not much on understand. You focus on anticipate, customers' need. So tip number 2, remove double-barreled statements. Simply because if you ask them, the management understand and anticipate the customer's needs and requirements, it becomes confusing in a sense that what if the management understand the customer needs but not the requirements, or the management anticipate the requirements but not the customer's needs. So that's why you have to keep it simple. Keep the statement simple. Number 2 is specific. The project manager understands the customer's needs. What are the customer's needs? And that is to zero waste in the institution. So as I've said, always number 1, always base question or statement as stated in the theory. Number 2, remove double-barreled statements. Keep the statement simple. Break it down. And number 3, the project manager strive to exceed customers' expectation in zeroing waste. As you can see, all of these statements are present on how the theory or principle is stated. You're not deviating. You're just actually asking the person if he or she has done this, or the project manager has done this. Okay? So, next is tip number 4. Keep I need to erase this one, sorry. Tip number 4 is keep tenses simple. Use simple past or simple present. Example: the project manager establishes unity of purpose and direction. Since you're already there, a project manager is singular, our verb is also singular. Keep it simple. So the project manager establishes unity and purpose and direction. The project manager creates an environment in which everyone can participate in achieving organizational objectives. The project manager maintains an environment in which everyone can participate in achieving organizational objectives. Next is involvement of people. So let's see, we are still grounded in the concept of involvement in people. or just move this one to for you to have a clear view of everything. So involvement of people. Management should involve all people at all levels so that they can willingly contribute their abilities in achieving their organization goals. So tip number 5, if statement in the theory is very limited to one concept, break in certain areas. Example. So the project manager involves the employees and staff. Since the concept is about involve all people, you broke it. You broke the admin from the employees. So it involves the employees and staff so that they're willing to contribute their abilities in achieving the organizational goals. And next statement is involves a top manager, top administration, and heads of different departments. So from one statement, this is just one statement. So you can actually break that into two, because it is possible that the project manager is involving only the employees but not the administration, or the administration or not the employees. So that's how you break the concept or the theory to make it more specific. And the project manager knows the different abilities of the employees that can help in achieving the organizational goals. So sometimes you have these statements that are very short. What you need to do is to really have to break them in certain areas. That's tip number 5. Tip number 6 is about process. It's about be consistent in the number of items. If concern is related to tip number 5, theory is very limited to one concept and can no longer break. Outsource critical words from other definition, but still consistent to the theory. Example. Example here. The project manager manages. So our theory, our key concept in our principle or theory is management should recognize that objective is achieved more efficiently when activities and associated resources are managed together as a process. So we will break it. So the manager manages many or small activities that indirectly, such as poster, making contests, forums, etc., leads to the achievement of the objectives of zero waste in the institution, meaning the concept talks about the process approach. So these many activities are actually important to achievement of the objectives of zero waste management studio. So the project manager manages activities indirectly, and the project manager manages small activities directly, such as department conferences, construction of action plan, and etc., that leads to the achievement of goals. Because there are two concepts here, directly and indirectly. These are directly meanings. Are things that he really has to do to achieve the goals, the long-term goals. But these are also things that are important because it is about the process approach. And finally, the project manager is aware that zero waste in the institution is a long-term goal, and the underlying small activities are important to achieve the long-term goals efficiently. So this is kind of hard because in a sense you just have to think properly or critically in order to have that questions. As I've said, tip number 6, be consistent with the number of items. You have to create these questions simply because you have to be consistent. All principles or theories have 3 questions each. So you have to also have that sense of consistency that you also have 3 questions for this principle. There are a lot of tips on how to create instrument. Those 6 are just a few, but hopefully those are helpful. Well, finally, in relation to research and research statistics, all questions or statements should be in positive form. Okay, I'll discuss that one. All questions. The response never, sometimes, most of the time, always, has corresponding value of 1, 2, 3, and 4. And, example, error in interpretation of theory, that project manager is aware that many small activities is more important than long-term goal of zeroing waste in the institution. It's a misinterpretation of the theory. Basically, it's really about the theory is about that the many or small activities contributes. It is not more than, but contributes. And another example is a pure negation. The project manager is not aware that the theory or waste management in the institution is a long-term goal. So these errors will create an inverse scoring from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is our responses, our corresponding score. It will create into a 4, 3, 2, and 1 scoring. So that creates a confusion. And if you have questions as many as that, it will regress or downgrade the responses. So I guess that's it. So I hope you are aware or you learned something about how to make your instrument. You can make your instrument, and we will just test for reliability of your instrument using KR20 and KR21 soon in the future. So as for now, please like and subscribe. Thank you and good day.